Hi. I want to talk just for a couple of minutes about why I think live writing workshops are just so wonderful. There's so many ways to get writing instruction now, which is fabulous. There's so much on the internet. There's so many schools popping up, and there's so many courses, most of which, if I'm not mistaken, the vast majority of which are do it yourself. You download a course and you do it at your own speed, which is nice. And some of them, I think this is very valuable, are connected to a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group or somewhere else where you can actually speak to each other periodically. I think that's good. But I still think, and this may sound a little salesy, but that's okay for this video. Um, I offer live workshops. I've taught live writing workshops live, like with people in a room when we could do that for, oh gosh, 25 years. And I've worked with a lot of people who started as new writers and are well-published authors, some award-winning authors, fiction authors. And what they've told me is that in these small groups where you meet every week and you have work, so you have a schedule that you keep to. It's not required. There's no grades, right? But that you have a rhythm and you have a writing community where people are caring for each other and nourishing each other. And it's not about criticism, it's about feedback. And so you get this, and I've participated myself in workshops before I got my MFA and started teaching them. But there's a sense of community where you get grounded and nourished. And from there, from that grounding and nourishment, you then can be energized to continue with your work. So we kind of have this myth in this country, I'm in the States, but in Western culture, that artists are supposed to be these, everything's done as an individual and you're all on your own, and that you're just supposed to create everything by yourself. And some people even write in with somebody else, have partners. But even if you write on your own, there's something just incredibly nourishing about being in a community of writers. I got my fine arts degree at Vermont College of Fine Arts, which is a low residency program. And when you'd go twice a year, and there were fiction writers, and now there's creative nonfiction also in that same program, and poets. And just being together, you wrote on your own. You went twice a year for 12 days, intense. And you wrote on your own, but then you came together in workshops and in hearing each other's readings and in visiting writers, reading, and just that sense of community is so awesome. And I've been away from it for a while, except the classes that I facilitate. But I went to because the residency is now has to be online. It's in Zoom. They're not meeting in person because of the pandemic. They put it online for everybody now. So not the readings, sorry. And so I went to a couple of weeks ago, 3 nights in a row. I listened to the visiting writers, fiction, nonfiction, creative nonfiction, and poetry. And this, oh my goodness, I didn't realize just again how wonderful it was sitting in a room, a Zoom room, with people all listening to the same thing and being nourished by it. There's just something so wonderful about a community of writers. And so I just want to throw that out there to you. There's many ways to learn. You can learn craft from reading books, but I just want you to consider finding a community of writers that is educated. So my workshops are led where I'm helping people to understand how to respond to each other's work. And I've gotten over the years much good feedback from people saying that they not only learned craft, but they started to understand their process more by talking about process to other writers, by watching other people's process, by seeing what works and what maybe doesn't, and trying new approaches. In that they also learn to discover and hone their voices, their writers' voices. So I just want you to consider it. If you're interested in seeing what I do, what I offer, you can go to wingedhorsewritingstudio.com under the workshops tab and see what I offer. But you can find it in other places as well. It's just something to consider that you don't have to do this by yourself, that there's really something to have accountability, showing up to the workshop and sharing and just being fed, being nourished and grounded. So that's all I have to say today. Check it out if you like. If you have any questions, let me know. I've been doing this for a long time and I love it. And I think it's really valuable. So happy writing. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.